Tinubu and Akpabio, a few days ago, quietly, almost silently, something happened inside Nigeria's political system. President Bola Tinubu hurriedly signed a new electoral law pushed through the Senate by his close ally and proxy, Senate President Godswill Akpabio. No national debate. There was no wide consultation. It was just speed. And in Nigerian politics, when something moves this fast, citizens should slow down and ask questions. It means something is amiss. Tonight, we are not just discussing a law, ladies and gentlemen. We are asking a bigger question. Why was Nigeria's election rulebook changed so quickly by Godswill Akpabio? Barely 1 year before 2027. Because the question now is not whether this law that Akpabio them have forced through, whether the law exists. The question is whether Nigeria is watching the early construction of the next election outcome. Are we watching the election outcome being written before time? This is the Ofion Show, ladies and gentlemen. This is where we are. And we have to unpack this. Issue one, what really changed here? Let us speak plainly. For years, Nigerians have demanded one thing only: electronic transmission of results directly from polling units. Why, you may ask? Because Nigerians no longer trust manual collation. They don't trust it anymore. It has been manipulated. They no longer trust INEC in particular, which was accused by many Nigerians and opposition figures of manipulating the last presidential election in favor of Bola Tinubu. And that they stage a phony delay and suddenly numbers change overnight drastically. Simple. But the new Electoral Act amendment does something critical. Is even more wayo inside. Electronic transmission is no longer mandatory. INEC now decides when and how results are transmitted. INEC go with Tinubu man there. And when electronics fail, manual results become final. They love them. I clap for them. They're good. Many Nigerians remember exactly what happened in 2023. There were delayed uploads. They were blaming internet. There was confusion. Arguments that never ended. Supporters say this gives flexibility. Critics of Tinubu say it keeps the door open. The same door Nigeria complained about before. If the door was opened by INEC in 2020, they've opened it wider. And whether government likes it or not, legitimacy questions from 2023 never fully disappeared. They never actually disappeared at all. This manipulation is what reduced the legitimacy of Bola Tinubu in the eyes of many Nigerians to this day, even in the eyes of foreign governments. Some to this day do not believe that Tinubu won the election. That's how bad it is. In Nigeria, when politicians say system failure, citizens immediately check who benefited from the failure. Who benefited? Just watch what is going to happen in 2027. There's going to be failures, and who will benefit from them? Akpabio and his friends. Issue 2, the rush. This is important. This law moved unusually fast. Final harmonization happened days before Tinubu signed it. Government says INEC needs preparation time. Critics, like the Ofion Show, me, and others, we see something else. Lock the rules early before opposition can organize resistance. They're doing this to avoid opposition. In football terms, Nigerians are asking, did the referee change the rules before kickoff? Did the rules change just before kickoff? Because perception matters as much as law. And today, perception is suspicion. Today, Sunday, issue 3. 15 senators said no. Why did they say no? Some wondered. This is what many headlines ignored. The Nigerian Senate was not united. This is rare. 15 senators voted against this bill. I will explain to you why it is rare. 15 senators. These 15 senators voted against the bill. These lawmakers are being described by supporters as defenders of electoral transparency. Whether one agrees with that or not, their dissent shows something unusual. Resistance inside a system known for fast approvals. In Nigerian Senate, maybe people don't know this, they need to know this. Disagreement is very rare. Reports circulating in Nigerian political discourse claim senators receive, this is reports, allegedly claim senators receive about 50 million naira per bill, and many bills passed by voice vote. So Nigerian Senate has always been, and even today, many believe I know it is widely viewed as a rubber stamp. These 15 senators, with the fast-changing international situation, the bombing in Sokoto and all that, I understand fear. There may be repercussions in future from the United States. They're afraid of the consequences of this thing. The confusion it will cause in future. They refuse to go along with what I describe as this move by Tinubu and his close ally and proxy Gospel Akpabio. They know the game has changed internationally. After what has happened in the Sokoto Caliphate, after the Tomahawk missile strike in Sokoto State, connected to U.S. operations directed by President Donald Trump. So when senators refuse to follow leadership, when they refuse to follow ignominious past tradition, this signals institutional discomfort. It tells us rare debate has existed suddenly, even if it moved quickly outside public view. And when laws affecting elections divide lawmakers themselves, public skepticism naturally grows. Personally, I feel the fix is in. They're ready. They are going to deal with the Nigerian public. The Official Kwasho believes that grounds are being laid by Tinubu and Akpabio to rig the 2027 election. That is my belief. I do not want to sound like a prophet, even though my informed instincts and predictions the past year have mostly come to pass intact. I'm saying to you now, in front of this camera, we have a repetition of 2023. Take it to the bank. I'm not stuttering. 2023 is coming. Normally, Nigerian bills pass faster than WhatsApp rumors. So when senators actually say no, Nigerians know something suspicious is on the table. Is it that these senators have suddenly found religion? They are afraid of Trump. Boom. Boom. It should fall. Connecting the dots. INEC and Josh Amopiton, the chairman of INEC. Now, let us connect this to something we discussed earlier on the Official Kwasho. As of October 2025, over 1,000 Nigerian lawyers under ALDRAP, Association of Legislative Drafting and Advocacy Practitioners, ALDRAP, petitioned the Nigerian Senate. When Tinubu brought the name of Professor Josh Amopiton as INEC chairman, when he nominated, people complained. They alleged conflict of interest and bias risk. Why? Because Amopito previously served as legal counsel connected to APC election litigation, the same litigation that created the controversy that ended up crowning Tinubu there. The argument was simple. A referee should not previously play for one team. You will referee before suddenly you are playing for the other team. They cited the following: Code of Conduct provisions, ICPC conflict rules, precedent, and rejection of Buhari's Loretta Onochie for partisanship. Onochie was rejected almost like this. Critics believe this appointment positions a trusted ally of Tinubu inside the institution that actually supervises the election. So they make laws so that this man can do this. Supporters say experience matters. But Nigerians are asking a deeper question though. Is institutional neutrality being strengthened here in Nigeria? Or worsened or managed? The same Amopito, George Amopito, who supervise and control election announcement in 2027, Nigeria is in soup. Nigeria is in a deep soup. Nigeria is in doodle. This begins to look less like administration and more like preparation for something very sinister. Sinister. Ethnic chess move. Add another layer. This man is Amopito is from Kogi State. Kogi State is cultural Yoruba, but politically classified Northern. it suddenly becomes strategically important for Tinubu now that the 12 Sharia states are rejecting him. As political support shifts across regions, appointing a northern Yoruba figure, Amopito creates both regional balance and loyalty alignment. This is not, we are not stupid. Some analysts call this political breed. Of course, I can be breed with my brother now. Others call it geopolitical chess, with the referee holding the whistle. Tinubu is the referee, giving the whistle to Amopito to blow for him. Magnitsky and international watchers. This conversation, we are going back and forth. You see it everywhere in Nigerian papers. The conversation actually has left Nigeria. Diaspora groups and legal observers are discussing whether international accountability tools like Global Magnitsky Act could someday be considered if democratic systems appear intentionally weakened. Watch this election, because what will happen is that there will be controversy. In my opinion, and for many advocacy groups presently engaging policymakers in Washington, D.C., it may be time for international observers to begin examining the roles of Bola Tinubu and his associates and proxy, Gospel Akpabio, under Magnitsky type scrutiny. My opinion, cut both of them. My opinion. No decision exists yet. I'm here to give my opinion. Anybody can read news in the paper. But discussion alone matters, because Nigeria's elections are no longer watched only by Nigerians. US congressmen are watching everything. They are being watched globally. And once international attention begins, political consequences can move faster than expected. All you have to do is to ask Maduro. Maduro was bundled from Venezuela in the night. And you think that could be the end? Look at Nigerian people. They love visas until foreign governments begin reading Nigerian election reports. Visas for their children, visas for their wives, visas for their family. It's going to be a risk. Let me give you the political context. Some analysts argue that the Tinubu administration is consolidating institutional advantage ahead of a potentially more competitive 2027 election. They are expecting that. Because if you take those 12 states out, they're in trouble. Many observers believe that after the Sokoto bombing by the US and President Trump, Tinubu has lost support across 12 Sharia northern states. After those Tomahawk attacks, I personally have not seen the religious leader of the 12 states, who is the Sultan of Sokoto, in public. Maybe I should not in public. Maybe I was sleeping. I have not seen him. Where is he? Let him come out. This is the reason Tinubu has coerced South and Southwest governors to join his party. Refusal to join Tinubu leads to actions and threats to use INEC and the corrupt courts to prevent their re-election. Tinubu has told that you are not getting elected. I control all those things. Whether that interpretation proves correct remains to be seen. Tinubu has told South and Southwest governors, you have to be with me whether you like it or not. But timing again is what fuels suspicion. This is when Nigeria has reached that this man is using dictatorial means to remain in power. So this may not be remembered as just another amendment. It may be remembered as the moment Nigerians realized the rules were changing early. Laws shape elections, but trust shapes legitimacy. And the real test, ladies and gentlemen, will come in 2027 when Nigerians walk to that ballot box. Remember, go get your card. The last time card did not help.